There we go. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a good day here. Late stream tonight. Trust me, I know, but I got back home a little bit from Seattle. I wanted to stream with you guys because I told you guys I would. So here we are. Not much has really changed as far as Bitcoin's concerned, but if you guys recall, I'm out to Salt Lake City Friday morning, so I really won't be able to stream too much besides, streaming on my phone here. So happy to see you, Sheldon. Hope you're having a very, very good day yourself. Let me go over here very fast and just kind of walk you through what's happening with Bitcoin right now. I'm not entirely sure how many people are going to join the stream because it is at 12:30 in the morning Pacific time, which is like even later in the morning, or I guess earlier in the morning on the East Coast and so forth here. But happy to see you guys here. So on the weekly charts here, I'm still looking, I'm still happy with how we're doing so far. I know we've had this pretty big drop. We're breaking back down below the 20-week moving average, and we've done this before. However, we still are very close to having that MACD crossover. We're not there yet, just like I said before, but we're so close that I'm being patient here, and I'm just kind of watching to see what happens this week. And hey, Carrick, happy to see my man Kumar. R. Lake, happy to see you as well. And Villa, happy to see you guys. Thanks for joining me late at night. You guys are going to kick out of this story. So I didn't want to drive up to Seattle because I hate driving up to Seattle usually. So what I ended up doing was I parked at this big, park and ride spot with a nice parking garage, nice security and everything. And I took the train up to Seattle, right? So guys, basically what happened was I was halfway up to Seattle, and the event that I was going to, it was canceled. It was like postponed until like a couple weeks from now. And I was just like, okay, well now I'm stuck on a train up to Seattle. That's the last train of the day, so there's no way I can get a train back without having to do an Uber or something, right? So I basically just went out to a nice dinner, and then I went out for a few drinks afterwards. Then I came back here, and then I probably waited about 15 minutes for me to get back to normal, I would say. But yeah, well, not get back to normal, but just kind of like wake up. I felt like I was very tired because I didn't drink too much. But when you get a nice stomach full of steak or something, you just feel like you get really tired. It's called the itis. But anyway, yeah, guys, I might seem a little bit tired. Sorry about that. But after this, so I think we're all going to bed, right? So we're almost there as far as the MACD, stochastic, and RSI. They're still okay right now, although I will say the RSI is bouncing back and forth. So right now the RSI is bearish. So now we got 2 out of 3 being bearish here, and I am hoping we can make that stronger move here eventually. And hey, Wilder, happy to see my man. Hope you are doing well. It is nice to see everybody up, right? Well, at least 12:30 my time. Now, as far as the daily chart's concerned here, we are bouncing off the 50-day moving average. That's kind of nice to see. Again, as far as I'm concerned, the MACD has been very nice as far as telling us when to buy and sell for these swing trades here. They've been very, very, very good so far over the past few months. Now, do we have a red MACD over here? No. Stochastic? No. Everything is still pretty bullish here, or bearish here, except for the RSI. The RSI is showing a little bit of a little bit of strength here. And hey, CT, happy to see my man. So right now, I think what most of you guys are going to be looking for is the 4-hour chart. We're pretty close to popping off here. I don't think this is an opportunity to really go crazy, in my opinion. And that's primarily because if you go over here to the 15-minute chart, despite how, the momentum is shifting, you see how we've just kind of have some dive bombs here over the last few days. So even when things were looking okay, we still found a way to get down in a hurry, especially this last one. This kind of has me a little bit more concerned where if I am going to do any trading, my stop loss is probably going to be this bottom right here at about 59,988. I'm not going to really try to let it go down any lower than that. I'll take a loss if I do long, which I'm not, and I'll just wait. What I do like about this, just like the 4-hour, you are seeing a slowdown here. You are seeing momentum start to shift. We may have some golden crosses here, and usually when you have those golden crosses, usually, not always, but usually, you do see some good movement happening here for the next 10 hours or so, So I do think there's an opportunity here for Bitcoin to have a bounce. It's just that, I don't want you guys to go solely off the 4-hour. Because the 4-hour actually has not been as nice as you might think, especially when it comes to the MACD. So if I open these up right here for the MACD, you guys are going to see that there. It was green for one candle basically, and then we just got launched back down. Sure, we ended up going up, but again, that wasn't too good. just like over here on the 4-hour. We wicked down a little bit. It hasn't been as good as of late, and I think that's just because we've been really focusing on the daily charts here and what the daily momentum has been showing us, and that usually has been getting us buy here. So, if you go back over here to the last time we got bearish as far as the MACD is concerned, go over here to the 4-hour chart, you'll see right afterwards, actually, we started going green, and then red, then green, but ultimately what happened? The price went down. So I'm just a little bit more skeptical right now, and that basically means I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I'm thinking we have an opportunity for a bounce, but at the end of the day, I think it's just more of the same as far as a higher low before we start moving back down. That's what history is telling us would happen here. So if you guys want to try to buy down here and play that, go for it. I think that's an okay thing to do. I'm not really going to be behind my computer all too much tomorrow because I'm taking Loki to the kennel because I'm going to Salt Lake City here pretty soon. I'm going over to visit a friend, and then I also have to go buy a bunch of stuff for Loki for the kennel to make sure he's living his best life possible. So I'm going to buy him some custom blankets and stuff like that. Or, yeah, I bought some stuff off of Amazon, but it's taken too freaking long to get over here because I guess it's not just at in any warehouse. But yeah, so that's kind of the story with Bitcoin right now. In my opinion, we're still bearish, but I think there's going to be a little bit of a fake out here pretty soon, which could definitely lead to something more of a bull trap as we try to do a little hump and dump. So I'm waiting for that. So far, that bounce off the 50 has been pretty nice, though. Typically, we only bounce off a little bit here. You can see that bounce right there. Kept on coming back down. Bounced off here. Kept on coming back down. Bounced off here for one day, a few hours, then came back down. So we've typically been bouncing a little bit, then coming back down. It's, sometimes we don't even play with it at all. Other times it's really just that heavy level of resistance or support. For me, it still feels like that bearish momentum wants to take us back down. My big goal at the end of the day is, can we keep this uptrend here from this low, this higher low, maybe one over here? And that only takes us really back down to 57, 58,000 bucks. That's an okay level to drop back down to, if you ask me, especially since we finally did break out of this lower high thing here. So I'm still happy, still a little concerned, but as far as I think right now, longer term, I'm still kind of bullish. This is the shorter term where I'm feeling a little bit more concerned because that MACD is still pretty bearish going forward. I'm up on like Bitcoin. There you go. I mean, hey, as long as you're, shorting, you're making some good money. And hey, Sheldon, I appreciate that. Meet Kevin just put a bearish video today on stocks. I mean, I understand what he's talking about. Like, I don't know exactly what his reasoning for it. But if you go over here to the Dow Jones, you go over here to the weekly, right? You can see we've been going up for a while. We should have had a pretty good breakout off of that news, and it really just hasn't come up as much. And I really think it comes down to the fact that everybody is kind of getting concerned about World War III right now. The world is very unstable. And then you put a little bit of flavor in here with the election. I do think it's okay for us to come back down a little bit more than probably try to bounce off later on. Usually we have those post-election rallies. So if I go over here to like some of the NASDAQ, which, is more relatable, or SPY, more relatable to Bitcoin. We go back over here to 2020, right? November of 2020. See how we're kind of choppy leading up into the election? October, September, so September, October, November. We have the election, and then we have that breakout afterwards. I think it's okay for us to go through some choppiness here before that move. You want to go back over here a little bit further. Actually, I don't really recall what happened in 2016. That was, I was in college still, so. Well, here's November. No, it was October. No, this was actually more choppy here. Much, much more choppy. They were saying that Trump was going to end the world, so maybe that has something to do with it. February bounced back off. But there was a big dip back here in 2015. I wonder what was going on back over here. We go back. Well, 2008's its own little thing, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, we do have 2012 with Obama here. Yeah, November over here, some choppiness. So let me zoom in for you guys. Sorry. November over here, right? Choppy, choppy, choppy. Post-election going into the year afterwards, we were having a great breakout. So it's okay to think about that. I'd really be playing it stock by stock, though. I would not just be shorting the SPY and stuff. There are some things in the SPY that I particularly don't like right now, like Tesla and stuff. But if you're kind of feeling the vibe of the world, everything kind of feels tense right now, and that tenseness may make people not want to invest as much. Let's say that. But I'll have to watch this video here later on. You're looking for positions on Bitcoin and Bonk on the drop. Do you have any good price for those two coins? I mean, right now, if Bitcoin keeps going the way it's going, it's probably just going to run into this uptrend that we were just talking about. Like I said before, that's kind of around 57,000, 58,000. For me, I think I'd be fine buying around there, but I'm just dollar cost averaging right now. There's no clean swing trades available for you at this point in time, unless you really just want to try to short Bitcoin until it hits maybe around 58,500. That way you don't have to really worry about it dipping all the way down there. But that'll give you like a few $1,000s profit, basically, or a few $1,000 drop. When you're looking at things like Ethereum and stuff like that, they had that bounce, but all the way back down now. I bought a trade up here. If you guys recall, I lost some money on it because it just did not do anything here. It just came down hard. But you're talking about Bonk? Well, I mean, Bonk's not even holding the breakout here. It broke out. It held for 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th day she broke, and we're trying to get back above that level of resistance now. You may see Bonk coming back down here to the 18,755 levels, basically. So I'd be careful of that one. There's an uptrend here, but it's very, it's very, very low compared to everything else. Or is that even an uptrend at this point? No, that's a downtrend at this point. Yeah, so I mean, you're really looking for something more like this now. And that may take a little bit of time unless there's something of a larger crash. But still, yeah, I mean, 18, 16, 6, yeah, somewhere down there. I'd much rather be short a lot of stuff. I did a short the other day, but it was on Degen, because Degen just like right out of nowhere, and I just shorted it because I was like, why not? And it made me some good money. But I only did a 10x leverage because it was rising so fast. When am I getting back from Salt Lake? So I'm gone Friday. I'm gone Saturday, Sunday, and I arrive back here, I believe, Monday morning. And then I will be streaming Monday evening, basically. So I'm basically taking a 3-day weekend. That's the way I would describe it. But what I'm going to do, it may take some more time because, again, my phone doesn't like to upload stuff properly. But I think I'm just going to do recordings on my phone and basically tell you guys my thoughts. I'm going to push back all this new type of stuff I'm doing for my channel. I'm just going to push it back until December because I still got a lot of stuff to do here. If you guys recall, I set up another channel here, and basically it's just going to be pure technical analysis and whatnot. That one. This one's going to be more technical analysis focused on streams, and then for members videos only. Because it's going to be much more of what the members want to talk about, not just about Bitcoin and stuff. So there'll be a lot more options plays here. The other channel will be mostly just crypto plays and things of that nature. Now, that being said, because of that, I'll just literally get on my phone and say, hey guys, I'm looking at this happening right now. It doesn't look too good. Hey, I'm looking at this. It looks pretty good. This is what my plan is. But I'm probably not going to be trading, but I'll give you ideas of like how I'm trading, if that makes sense. Like if I were going to. Because if I peek at this right now, what really concerns me is the dollar index is skyrocketing all of a sudden. Look at that. I don't like that at all. And I don't know why it's actually happening here. So let me go over here. Dollar index. Oh, this is not what I want to actually. FX Street. I just wanted to hear about the dollar, not the actual dollar index. Let's see. No. There you go. The tension. Gold. Oh, there you go. Okay, sorry. Gold price flirts with daily low around 26.50. Downside seems limited amid Mid-East tensions. So gold price trades with a negative bias for the second straight day amid a stronger USD. Reduced bets for a 50 basis point Fed rate hike in November lifted the USD to a multi-week high. Geopolitical risk continued to act as a tailwind for the XUA to USD ahead of the US data. So again, there's some shit going on. They're talking about Lebanon and stuff and the Middle East and the uncertainty and whatnot. And also, if you guys recall, if I can go over here to this, and let me go over here to New York map. Oh, I didn't spell that right. That's okay. I swear I'm dyslexic when it comes to W and Y's. Remember, guys, I wish I could draw on this. All these ports are pretty much being striked upon at this point in time, even though they're all strikes. If they can't get their goods here, basically, the people that need them will pay more money to try to get them in other spots. However they can. They're going to try. It's not going to happen to all of them, but they're going to try. And if there's less of those goods around, and they're spending more to get those few goods that they can, well, that's going to drive up prices a little bit. Maybe. In my opinion, because I think corporations will do that, I think we will see a slight uptick in inflation. This will not be felt for a while, okay? But that will make it a little bit more difficult for the Fed to cut rates. That's one part of it. On top of that, again, Middle East is still just fucked up right now. I don't know what we want to call it, dumpster fire over here. I'm hoping everybody has the best. I'm hoping everybody stays alive. That's basically it. Because there's a lot of action over here with Israel. I think Lebanon's shooting over missiles and stuff, and then Israel's going over here. Where's Iran? There's Iraq. Where's Iran? Oh, here's Iran. Sorry. I like how the borders over here look so bad because they're so, lighter colored. But Iran sending over ballistic missiles. It's just a dumpster fire over here. And even got Jordan trying to shoot some of the missiles down. You got U.S. sending a bunch of military personnel over here, which is like real close to all this shit. Tensions are rising. There's an election coming along. If you believe the media, then if Trump, who I think is in the lead right now, just because of how polls usually don't have him, don't measure his support appropriately. If you believe the media, the world's going to end again. And so that does make people freak out a little bit. Bit by bit. We'll see how bad it turns out, but I don't think it's going to be terrible. But the economy is weaker than I think the Fed realizes. And so I am hoping they will continue to move with another 50 basis point rate hike. Remember, I told you guys I doubt they're going to do that because Jerome Powell just really doesn't have that thing in his brain that says, hey, I may be wrong. But I do believe he'll go 25.50. 25.50 is, I think, what he'll probably do, unless there's some type of surprise coming out here soon, which I don't think there will be. But who knows? If Trump wins, he may get really hard with the Fed saying, hey, cut rates now. You never know, right? Would he actually cut rates? Probably not, though. Let's see. Everything is about to snap is the Meet Kevin video. He may be okay at timing it. I have no idea. I know there is going to be a crash eventually, you know what I mean? And what I've said mostly is not, I don't see evidence that a crash is imminent here. Usually what will happen is we'll have a really big move down, then we'll come back up a lot, we'll breathe, but you know what that does to momentum? It shocks it down for a little bit, and that's where you start to see the roll-off. But we haven't had that for a minute. So, the only thing NVIDIA is a really good gauge of this. There's so much money tied up in NVIDIA. Look at the daily chart. Right? Keep on going up, right? And then go back over here to the weekly chart. Even the weekly momentum here hasn't been good with NVIDIA. So, again, this is where it gets a little bit more complicated here. This is all bearish momentum right here. Nothing was going on. So, you could actually even toss on the smart money. I think I'd wait for smart money because typically the smart money has been pretty accurate here, right? Pretty darn accurate. I kind of like it. Not 100%, but generally speaking, it does work pretty well, especially if you can tie it to MACD. But we're just not there. So I think if you want to be more concerned about what happens with the market, I think you have to wait for something like NVIDIA to drop down below the supports we saw a few months ago when everybody was freaking out about the economy just a little bit more. Short term, let's say you're talking about the stock market, I think what maybe Meet Kevin is seeing, and maybe he's hoping something more drastic will happen. But look at that right there. Then go over here to, something like a Microsoft. Kind of see that similar pattern right there, similar line. Go over here to Google. Not as much, but Google actually has something interesting going on here. little bit safer, right? But again, it can still fall down pretty quite a bit. I don't think Disney matters all too much, but Amazon, again, you can see that kind of shock to the system here. But again, we just are making a lower high here. You can see the beginning of that trend. Again, it's not something crazy, but it's there. So I think that's maybe what he's looking for when he's probably, meet Kevin when I see him. He talks a lot about the techs, the Magnificent Seven as they're called. I think if you're looking at those, yeah, you could see another move down here. I wonder how far he's calling it, though. I guess that'd be my question. Yeah, I can see what he's talking about. I don't think it's the beginning of some crazy, nasty super cycle, though. That wouldn't happen. But if that bearishness also would translate to Bitcoin, though, and have us do that Humpty Dumpty little thing that we were talking about earlier. Hey, Wilder, it is the same thing. Yeah, JumpX and Fairdesk merged. Yeah, same thing. You're right. Can you take a look at Sundog, please? Yeah, I have some Sundog for a long-term hold. This is the MEXC. It's so hard to talk about this one because this is kind of a newer one. Had that pretty big dump a while ago. Already broke down. Looks like you may be getting close to some resistance here. Oh no, you still have a little bit of time before that resistance kicks in. You have some resistance here, about 27.5 cents. I'm guessing no weekly charts, yeah. Let's see. I mean, to me, this still looks pretty darn bearish. I mean, I see how, it, like a lot of other assets, it broke down here, but it kind of came back up and did all that other type of stuff. That's what happens when you got these low market cap meme coins, but I might buy this if it breaks it above that level of resistance, which happens to be around 26.5 cents. For now, I'd kind of just let that sucker rest. I mean, 4 hours still not too good, and the 1 hour might be your best bet. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to trade some stuff, but even that, no. Really hasn't been the best. Yeah, you might as well just trade this range here until it finds a way to break out one way or the other. 30-minute here. Yeah, I mean, it's done a pretty good job of holding around 23.52 and below 26.45. When I look at this right now and look at Sundog, I'm probably not going to... I don't trade the middle, but what I do see here is lower highs starting to work themselves out. So I'd probably still be pretty bearish here overall. Let's hope that I'm wrong and we can get a bounce. That MACD on the 30-minute chart is also taking a little bit of a turn. I don't think it's too important, but yeah. I'd probably just play the range here. Oh, but Bitcoin's getting knocked down a little bit. Look at that. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin getting pushed. This is, again, why I'm not doing too much shit here. Do the Middle East war is so fucking sad. Oh yeah. It's not gonna get better anytime soon either. I don't know. We'll see what happens if Trump gets back into office. Maybe the world will calm down. I feel like Trump is gonna escalate things for like a good 10 days or some shit, and then it's all just gonna be like, hey, let's talk it out so I don't have to bomb the shit out of you again. It'll be something like that, but it'll spook the markets, I think, for a while. As far as altcoin season, it's probably still going to happen in a few months or the start of it. But right now, this has been a very slow grinding move. And I don't think we have altcoin season until we break out to all-time highs and we have that big jolt. I think that's when you see altcoins really start to go crazy here. And hey, Richard, sorry to hear they've been busy, but sometimes business pays the bills, right? Happy to see you, man, and I appreciate you saying that. I'm helping you stay informed. This is definitely the channel for that. I know we talk about a lot of random stuff on the side, but I do try to get you guys some good information here. Kevin was going probably over the history of bonds and rates along with the world and U.S. news. Again, if you're looking at the world, I would short the world right now too. I'm not the most optimistic about it. I do like how China is trying to stimulate its economy. That's pretty nice. America's going into strikes all over the place. All of a sudden, we got the Boeing strikes. Boeing's about to raise, I think, about $10 billion through stocks, so that's not good for them. I mean, it's good for them to have money, but not good for Boeing holders. And then you have, the Middle East, like we were talking about, and then on top of that, the ports. I don't know what's exactly going on through Europe, but I know Ukraine is still doing its shit. So, it's the world, plus the U.S. election. Can we short Ethereum to 2250? It's in free fall. Yeah, if you want to short it, you can definitely short it. I see GRT being the top 25 market cap eventually. I mean, they have a solid company behind them, which is always nice to see. I know for me, I've been looking a lot more for some of those, those what I call post-regulatory coins. If America has regulations or a lot of regulations, you probably won't be able to find a lot of exchanges that allow you to trade meme coins or coins that have no value. I think regardless if Trump or Kamala wins, maybe Trump will, maybe there's an opportunity for us to have them. But yeah, I think it's gonna be very hard to find some of those meme coins like that. So I think a lot of that money will flow into some of the tokens that actually have a business behind them. And if you get into low market cap ones now, I think they can work out well, or even the higher ones, they can work out well too. Excuse me. Can I chart Tau? What do you want to see about Tau, basically? And I can try to help you out there. And hey, Abshkan, I can't pronounce the name. You think Bitcoin's still bullish? I mean, on the monthly chart, it's still bullish. I'm mostly just concerned when I see some of these. Here's the monthly chart right now. Right? We're still consolidating. It's still a pain in the butt. Everybody's freaking out about, this is October. We're supposed to be pumping, but literally, it's like 3 days in, and everybody's expecting all of the gains to happen in the first few days. I'm just gonna let October cook and see what it brings me. That monthly MACD though is not making me happy as far as the monthly chart. I feel like at this point we are gonna have a downward move. I'm just gonna play it bit by bit, but yeah, I've been very disappointed with this bull market cycle overall, I have to say. I mean, I know I've said it before, but it's just it just has not been as clean and as nice as we thought it would be. I know we've had rate cuts. I know rates are still high right now and so forth, but we might have to go through a recession or some shit, then have lower rates, and then flip it around. We may have to go through a whole bunch of stuff that I really don't want to do. But on the other hand, maybe the economy stays strong. Maybe the election isn't crazy and whatnot. Maybe the Middle East gets fixed up a teeny bit where things just get back to normal, and then we can start breaking out. For me, I think there's a little bit of hope that we can sell that momentum. There are times in the past where the MACD on the monthly chart went red just for a tick, a couple ticks. COVID, of course, were there, and it still went up. So, again, nothing's set in stone. I just think this whole market as a whole has been incredibly boring. You can still make profits, you can still make money, but that euphoria that we all know, it's just not as there. Never a dull moment in crypto. I've started expecting something or another to bring Bitcoin down. I mean, so far, Bitcoin just has not been having a good time, and I've been telling you guys a few times now, but those MACDs have been really helpful over the daily charts here, and I'm not going against them at this point. Oop, my dryer's done. Let's see. That's why we trade like ups and downs. I mean, right now, everybody likes the downs. Or maybe, I don't know. Some people don't like to short, so they don't get to make money off of the downward moves. We all have to be disappointed and sad that Bitcoin will rally hard. Once somebody that really loves Bitcoin sells, then all of a sudden it's going to launch up. If the gaming narrative is starting to gain some traction at some point, then my money is in G Swift, low market cap, still to be listed on a few exchanges, etc. Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, gaming really hasn't been that good this year at all. I think, in fact, what are some of the metaverse ones and stuff like that? How have they been doing? Gaming. Let's go over here. This doesn't show me everything I want to. I hate this side thing above my head. I want to be able to do year to date because that's what I really like. Well, let's go over here to mana, right? I mean, oh, mana is at 527. Jesus. Okay, well, let's do this. Not coin. I mean, yeah, let's just go back over here. I don't want to deal with that sidebar there. But some of the, I guess they were larger ones. I guess they're not even, maybe they're not even on the top 100 anymore. No, they're not. Yeah, Mana's all the way down. Mana's behind Mog. Yeah, Mana is down 50% year to date here. I don't know what the other ones are doing, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely been some pain felt here. Definitely some pain felt. Meanwhile, there you go. See Bitcoin getting pushed down here a little bit. Do you mind explaining what it means with the MACD when the lines are closer to the top as opposed to the close to the bottom? So there's going to be like this zero line right here. Like, it's hard to see it. But you can see where it kind of goes from green to red, basically. That's the zero line. Basically, if momentum is switching, basically at the bottom level here, so if the blue line crosses the orange line, but it's close to the bottom, that means you have a better chance of getting the bottom of the trade, as far as I see it. If you're doing it at the top, that means you have a better chance of getting the top of the trade when the momentum is shifting back down. So, you know, if I see a cross happening right here above the zero line, I'm still going to make that trade, but then I know that I'm going to be looking a little bit more at some of those resistance levels and what I have to focus on there. You can kind of see when we had that last crossover right there. I mean, you could see that level of resistance right there. When was this? Oh, actually before that, I mean, you could see it right over here. It didn't even break out for a minute. Then we started to move after another dip and rip. Yeah. But it's just kind of showing an intensity level to it, if that makes sense. You know, if we're having a crossover right here below the zero line, it just means we've been probably going down for a while, you know, and then it's continuation. But if you're getting that crossover at the top, maybe it just means that you're looking more at the top of the momentum shift, if you will. So you got to watch a little more carefully. Usually I'm selling when the crossover is over here on the bearish side. Usually I'm buying when the crossover is down here on the bullish side, if that, or below the zero line. Sorry, I'm not making much sense, but you get the point I'm trying to make. But yeah, there we go. You know, 1 minute chart crossing over here is more impactful than the 1 minute chart crossing over here, in my opinion, because you're trying to get the bottom. You know, trying to at least. Under the guise of war, they're forcing the weak hands out of the game. There's plenty of weak hands, you know, they'll always do that. Nice editing on my shorts with software. Oh, I don't know. I've been paying somebody to make those shorts because I don't know how to do any of that crap. Trying to invest some money into the shorts. Oddly enough, it's not really performing the way I want them to be. If you look at my short form videos, I mean, sure, they're doing okay, but like, I think I just have to let them sit for a while and see if after a couple of months they do some really good moves. Like, I paid for this one, right, for 12,000 views. And then I just put this one up for free, and you know, it's 10,000 views. Now this is 400 views, 400 views, you know, something like that. But yeah, I mean, these Trump ones, all 10,000 views basically, and those were free. And you know, I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do is stop posting other shorts besides the nice ones that I have, and I'll see how they perform. The YouTube algorithm when it comes to short form content is one of the worst I've ever seen. But I have hope that they can turn it around here, basically. Yeah, I don't trust it at all. Again, however, I'm going to move all the other stuff to my other channel that I've been making with technical analysis. So all the Trump, Kamala, Tim Waltz, JD Vance stuff, you know, It'll all be over there. All the crypto stuff, all the crypto stuff that's happening with the let's say there's a committee hearing or something like that. All that will be in there. And geez, the 1 minute chart is showing so much activity here. Should I change my strategy to only swing short alts? I mean, I've been doing some alt trades. I'm like, let me see. The last one I traded, the last short I did was on Degen. And it's only because it skyrocketed. Literally, I shorted it right about there. It went up a little bit, but then it started coming back down. I just finished off the closing of the position just before I started streaming. Honestly, I think it's valid if you wanted to open up another short on Degen. Just have a stop loss right up here at 0.0013. So your stop loss is looking like that. Basically like 5% stop loss. And then just watch it drop. I mean, honestly, I know momentum is creeping back up on the 1 hour chart, but that momentum, the 4 hour chart's just now turning off. You might not get a bounce until you get back down here below 7 cents, and that's probably what I'd be aiming. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting here. I mean, a lot of these plays, just, there's been some good stuff happening over the last 24, 48 hours if you can find it. But I mean, for me, I'm using JumpX or Weeks, and they're giving me all those fucking alerts, which is kind of annoying me right now. Like, yeah, get the alert here. You see those stuff, and I'm like, okay, I see it. And I mean, I've made some money off of it, but that doesn't mean I like having all the fucking alerts on my phone. on my phone. I can make a video about it. I think, yeah, I can definitely make a video when I'm not like slightly buzzed or just really tired. I can, I can probably definitely explain it better. In the meantime, I would say go check out Investopedia. That's a good middleman right there for you. I just bought DYDX and it has a great potential upside. I mean, a lot of altcoins do. I agree with you there. You think 20 is possible on this pullback? 20K? What? You guys are crazy right now. 20K would means like something really bad has to get has to happen to get Bitcoin back to 20K. Like we have to have some type of economic indicator saying, hey, recession is imminent. So if we have a surprise, really bad jobs report, that's where you start thinking about Bitcoin going back down to the mid 50s, low 50s, high 40s, low 40s. That's what you guys are looking for, because it'll still take a while for the Fed to figure out, oh my God, we should have cut rates earlier. That's what's going on. But we haven't had that just yet. But just go see. Oh, okay, we're so good. Yeah. Did you see my Twitter comment last night on your DGen picture? I did not see it. Let me go look it up very fast. I don't think you guys are going to hate me for this, but I gave up on the blue check mark because I have not seen any benefit of it from, I haven't seen any benefit of it since I got it. Let's see. Oh, you've been doing both? I mean, hey, if you're making money, you're making money. And you had a larger leverage than I did. I only had a short 10x leverage. But look at that entry price was 0.01147. What did I say? 1147. That is slightly below this. Basically shorted it right over here, and look at that move. It was beautiful. First profit right here, second profit right here. I should have scaled it. I should like enter back in and wait for it to crash again, but I'm gonna be too tired tomorrow to watch this trade. And this thing could go up out of nowhere, so why take that chance? I don't want to take that chance. But yeah, it was a great trade. And I closed the rest of it. I basically made another few $100 off of it. And I'm happy about it. I was really happy with it. Yeah, because I closed this price around 0.0099. Right now it's at 0.077. And yeah, right over here. Let's see, 9. Oh, did I show? Oh, I closed part of it over here. Never mind. Somewhere over there. So one right here, one right here. I should have waited over there then. Shit. But again, it looks like it just wants to fucking dump right there. And that dump would be great. Alright, let's see. 4 years, there's no profit. Kind of depends on what you're doing, to be honest. I mean, for a lot of us that trade, we've been seeing some pretty good profits. If you've just been holding Bitcoin and, not doing really much else, yeah, you probably haven't seen much of a profit. It depends. Like, I don't really promote buying Bitcoin at all-time highs. This is typically where you want to sell your Bitcoin. So, for example, this past time, we started buying Bitcoin here as a channel. Let me see if I can just put this moving average up here. Let's see the 20. I'm going to turn this 20 moving average into a 100. Maybe I should have done a 150 moving average. I told you guys about it, but I think 100 was fine. We basically started buying our Bitcoin below this line right here, right? So my first big buy-in was at $26,000, which was basically right over here. Oh, let's just call it 27, right? But the time to dollar cost average was hovering right here. Well, you got that big bulk buy over there. We had a big bulk buy at $25,000 and a big bulk buy at $20,000. Then we had another bulk buy over here at about $19,000, even though it went all the way down to $18,000. Then I bought some back over here after the FTX crash. And so my average was basically around $20,000 to $24,000 over here. And then if you look at where we are now, that's the profit. For me, my issue, and maybe I'll be looking like a fool here later on, I don't know. I want to see Bitcoin get to 80,000 before I start selling. We've come to $73,000. I'm still hoping we have the opportunity to continue and break out. But there'll be a time where I'm realizing that, hey, I need to take my profits from way back over here. And it maybe if we break down below 40,000 bucks, maybe I'll take some profit off the table. Altcoins, I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to let those be bags for a while out, to be honest. Unless I need to take some tax harvesting type stuff. But really, if you want to know typically when to buy during a bear market for Bitcoin, you can start buying when we break down below the 100 weekly moving average, or, which I guess has been proven to be a little bit more accurate, especially now that we have the last cycle's bottom, like, the FTX crash and everything, the 150 week moving average. Right? Right there is when you might be looking to buy. Who knows what would have happened to this chart if we didn't have the FTX crash back in the day. But if we break down below this again, I'll start buying up Bitcoin bit by bit. It did take about 497 days or over a year before we really had those big moves coming out, though, where we're seeing these big jolts. And again, you'll buy them below. It usually works out pretty well. Buy it below. So if you want to use a line or a moving average, the 150 week moving average is usually pretty good to me. Let's see. I mean, if you don't like it, I probably wouldn't be in it. I mean, typically, if you don't like crypto, go over to stocks. I mean, like, trade Amazon or Apple. I mean, if you want that tangible thing where you're not really thinking about inflation and stuff like that, or, value, just go over to Apple. I mean, Apple's simple. Go to SPY. SPY is simple. You can just hold it and wait, and it'll go up over time. Maybe Apple not as much as the SPY, but you can still do it. And here's Bitcoin still getting pushed back down. It's crazy. Earlier today, Bitcoin was basically up like almost $1,000, and now all of a sudden we're coming back down. I mean, I know I told you it was bearish, but still. I mean, still pushing down here. I see 80K to 100K Bitcoin next year, first quarter. That's what I'm hoping for, sometime before quarter two. Like I said, I'm going to start selling at 80K. I've been hearing projections of something like, 150K, 200K, 500K, all that type of crap. I'm going to start selling early, and then if it decides to plummet down, I will have made my profit. I can sell the rest for a profit, maybe not as much as I'm hoping for, but it'll still be a profit. What I want to see, though, is that altcoin season, because that's where I think things are going to get a little bit more interesting. Bonk for a scalp trade? I mean, it's basically going to be a short with a little bit more upside if we understand what I'm saying. No, sorry, not upside. Like, You can be a little bit more aggressive with this play, I believe, and that's primarily because it hasn't fallen down like a lot of other assets. So I know you're looking at the 15-minute chart, right? And you can see how we've had that first little bit of a dip, and we're still coming back down. I typically don't buy during these moments. I like to buy when they've kind of bounced back up, and then kind of, you buy up here on that. But right now it's just falling. But go back over here to the daily chart. It hasn't really fallen down as much. So you might just be looking for a price target of about that 20-day moving average, and that might not be too bad. But right now it's already kind of mid-flight, so, I don't want to go chasing into this, especially as you're about to hit a couple levels of support. One right there, one right there. Looking for the bounces. I'd probably say this might even break down below on the 1-minute chart, hold on the 5 or 10 or 15. Bounce, no, not that big of a bounce, but bounce and then come back down. I'd like to attack that bounce if possible for a little bit of a short. Let's see. 4 hours still bearish, 3 hours still bearish, daily still bullish here. Yeah, this could definitely come down a lot more. Let's see. Any hidden spots I need to check out though. Yeah, to the fib level right now. Let's go over here, see what happened on the 15-minute chart. A little bit of resistance. They might get back up. Yeah, let's go back over here to that 20-day moving average. Yeah, you might be looking over here around 19,877 as a price target. I think that's fine. It'll probably happen by the end of today or tomorrow. But wow. Okay, there you go. You can literally see the moment we drop down below it, the rejection of that, and now we're trying to figure it back out. I think I think it can make its way back up here, but that bearishness is coming straight from Bitcoin right now. And hey, Plop, hopefully you didn't lose too much money from your exchange being in maintenance. That's always the worst thing ever. Do I feel like this whole market is being artificially pumped? Okay, so one of the reasons assets have gotten so crazy over the past couple years is because everything is against the dollar. Bitcoin to the dollar, right? Apple to the dollar, Nvidia to the dollar, where they're good investments, they're solid investments, but if the dollar is just becoming so, it was losing so much value, of course the other assets are going to be going up against it. So I wouldn't think about it as like us having some type of crazy great cycle. Like I just said, this has been pretty darn like sad, abysmal. It just hasn't been that great. I mean, day trading wise, fantastic. Swing trading wise, awesome. It's been good. But as far as just buying Bitcoin, watching it, it has not been as good as previous years. For altcoins, it has not been as good as previous years. But we've had some tastes of some goodness here. Excuse me, and that was back from October to March. That month, that cycle we had for a few months, that was absolutely fantastic. But it just was not able to continue here. Again, due to a bunch of other factors, but yeah, just not the best here. Let's see. Studio burn, buy, sell. There's no value. This is not an investment. Then literally go to Apple. Apple is probably what you're looking for. Go for Nvidia. Go for gold or something, It's simple. The mind can kind of grasp that type of stuff, and that's probably what I'd say would work best for you. You can make money buying and selling Bitcoin. You can do it. It's very easy for most people to kind of grasp here. I think Bitcoin's going down. I'm going to short Bitcoin. Oh, look at that. I now have more USTD because I made a good trade. I transfer that tether over to Coinbase. Coinbase lets me sell it for cash because Coinbase will buy that asset from me. Right? And then I put that cash into my bank account. Once it's into my bank account, I can go buy cocktails or what did I do today? I went to El Gaucho, and I had myself what did I get? Diver sea scallops, which was pretty good. I got myself a Manhattan cut New York strip, and I had it gaucho style, excuse me. For an extra $25 with little lobster medallions, which were pretty darn good. And then I got myself a $30 glass of wine for freaking 9 ounces of wine. And then that's all I had. And then you know what? That was all because I thought Bitcoin would go down. I opened a position on it. You know what I mean? That's the way the world works right now. Thank God for, BlackRock, Grayscale, all those guys getting involved and whatnot. MicroStrategy, all that type of stuff. And because there's enough people that like cryptocurrency now, at least out here in America, now you got both Trump and Kamala Harris, who historically did not like crypto. They love crypto now. I mean, while Bitcoin's still going down here, altcoins are getting hit. WIF is down 6.5%. Bonk is down 5%. It did not get back up there. Mirror is down 5%. Baby Doge, it's STMX. Yeah. Floki, it's all coming down. Oh, Floki's actually only down about... Oh, no, sorry, that was my lady token. Yeah, that's basically what's going on. I think I actually I made a post about this when I was talking to you guys earlier. Yeah, see, YouTube doesn't really show these things to you guys much, but hey everyone, late night stream tonight since I'm going to go to Seattle to listen to a governor candidate talk about crypto. When I'm back, we can go over the day's news, but newsflash, Bitcoin is still bearish for now. Day trading is day trading only in my opinion. Shocker, still bearish. The MACD doesn't fail me right now. I'm sticking to that MACD right there. I'm more of a scalper because I'm afraid to let my trades go for too long. If I'm in profit, I take it even if it's a couple cents. I'm selling. Oh yeah, do that. Yeah, that's fine. Have fun, trade. Don't lose all the money. That's an easy way to go. And when you open the trade, you could easily just put a stop loss and price target in there. When I trade, I prefer to go with something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, just because the volatility isn't going to be all over the place. Like that degen thing that just kind of ramped up a couple 100%. I ain't fucking with that. I ain't fucking with that. CT was fucking with that, and he was making some money, but even me, I took that. I was like, should I really be shorting this? And I got lucky that I shorted at the top. I saw some weakness right there. Central banks are controlling crypto through stable coins. That's the reason why Bitcoin goes up, all the crypto goes up. When Bitcoin goes down, all the crypto goes down. It's something about algorithm. Central banks haven't been in cryptocurrency for that long. And most central banks don't really fuck with it all too much, mostly because they're kind of afraid of it. I think the way it's manipulated is not necessarily through central banks. It's through regular banks that, that we don't really know much about, right? I think they call it shadow banks and shit. I don't think it's like open, how they do it. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised governments fuck with Bitcoin. Oh yeah. On the monthly chart, put a support line from January 2019 connecting to January 2022 and beyond. Should we come down to the support on what chart? On what chart are you talking about there, CT? And hey, Ali, we're cooked. Yeah, I could really use some good news here because yeah, that bearishness is still going. But again, maybe because I stream so much, guys, it's like we've been here so many times. Yay! Oh my dear fucking Lord, right? Yay! Oh dear fucking Lord! Yay! We've been here so many times over the past few months. It's been absolutely horrible. But it's just the cycle playing out right now. Like there's nothing new. Ever since we got that MACD right here, I was like, yeah, it's not going to end well for us right now. Take that short, have some fun with it, But yeah, it's not looking good. But monthly chart for Bitcoin, monthly chart for Ethereum, monthly chart for Solana. I don't know, or monthly chart for Bonk. I don't know. I think we're just talking about Bonk too. There's an important event today. Well, I'm sure there's always an important event coming out today. I just really want to see what's happening out there in the Middle East. I don't think Israel's going to bomb anybody. Oh, maybe they will. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just waiting for that war to escalate in the Middle East. I'm pretty sure America is like trying to lasso the fuck out of Netanyahu and like stop him from launching nukes at Iran. But we'll have to wait to see how that turns out there. Gonna be a little different every time. Every time there's a spit for spat, we just kind of have to let them work it out, I guess. But that's how it'll be. Let's see. So maybe you're talking about Bitcoin. I really can't tell. Put a support line from January 2019 connected to January 2022 and beyond. Let's see. Even Vitalik sells Ethereum. Yeah, a lot of people sell Ethereum. It's called making a profit. I don't understand. It's like I own Apple, or like let's say you work for Apple and you get shares. You sell those shares. It's the smart thing to do. It's like you want to transfer that over to money, to like capital, so you can spend it. Let's see what he's talking about here. This guy here. You're on the monthly chart. I think you mean the Bitcoin one. So put a support line from January 2019. And then you're going to January 2022. Maybe back over here. No. Wait, what? That line does not make sense to me. Put a support line from January 2019 connecting to January 2022. January 2019. January. Remember when Diamond Hands was a thing? Yeah, that was definitely something that I don't know. I made my money. That's all that matters, right? I'm hoping those people that were hoping for Dogecoin to hit $1, I hope they got up for some type of profit. January 2019 to January 2022. We should come down to that support, but that's a resistance level right there. Maybe like that is what you're talking about? Maybe. But that doesn't work because we just went through a whole bunch of shit, so that now that doesn't work. I mean, historically, if you wanted to go back from there to there, that could do some work there, but it's not overly too important. I'll open that back up here. The 5 minutes trying to push down, but there's still some buying coming in. It's imperative that we go back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world works, we understand how it's all planned out. Dude, there's not much sanity left in the world as far as like how it's run. Like again, think of how our political system works right now. Just think about all the cultural shifts happening, or the way we're looking at money nowadays and how much people have to work, or how people can like not afford to have a house or a family and stuff. There's not much logic behind it, but every time we try to fix it, we just kind of throw money at it because that's all I think we know how to do. And then when we go to talk to those economists, actually JD Vance made this point. The economists said it would be great for us to give a lot of our jobs out to China and stuff like that, and Mexico. There's consequences to it. And if we don't prepare for those consequences, it's going to be really bad. And we're not the type of country that prepares because we only have presidents for like every 4 years. We should have like presidents probably every 10 years or something like that. But, we're not about that type of life. Yeah, CT, I don't know. Maybe it meant like horizontal lines and just not support lines, because support lines can be any direction. It sounded nice when I was first getting crypto, but BSC shit coins taught me what's what. Sounds good in dumb money though. Oh yeah, it's okay. I mean, like right now, I'm just holding. I'm waiting for 80,000. Hopefully, then I'm gonna sell some Bitcoin off and just be done with that little section. Then we're just gonna be watching altcoins here, and you're gonna see me probably sell out a lot sooner than a lot of other individuals. And that's just because I don't know if the Fed's gonna do a good job of lowering rates. Jerome Powell has been very, very late to realize inflation was inflation. Or it wasn't transitory, let's say that. I think he's probably going to be late figuring out that, oh my God, the economy is actually slowing down here. So we'll see. But anyway, guys, it's been a good night talking with you guys. I'm going to call it a night here. It's basically been an hour since I started streaming. Yeah, an hour. I need to get some sleep because I have a busy day tomorrow. And tomorrow night when I stream, will I be streaming tomorrow night? Yeah, I'll stream in the afternoon or something like that. When I'm streaming in the afternoon, Loki won't be here because he'll be in the kennel and I'll just be fucking distraught over it. So we'll see. But he's in a nice luxury kennel outside with some heated areas. He gets the blankets. He gets to not, the only reason I don't like kennels usually is because there's so many barking dogs next to each other in such close confinements. He gets a big little suite where he can actually run in it, which is nice. It costs an arm and a fucking leg, but we'll see how he likes it. So see you guys.